Just without imagination. Let it happen. Don't worry, girl, I'm just talking talk.
My sister Katie and I love to shop.
Well, mostly window shop.
She means we're thorough.
She means we're bargain hunters.
Exactly.
But my sister Kelly showed me an article that made me change a really bad habit.
Just wanting us to do what's right.
You see, at one time, I just couldn't stay away from those bargain knockoffs. You know, the handbags and scarves sold on the street.
Counterfeit merchandise.
Ooh, you make it sound so illegal.
Well, it is stealing.
Ouch. I wouldn't steal. I didn't realize that this sort of stealing can lead to more Americans losing their jobs.
So no more buying fakes and knockoffs, right?
Right. Just honest bargain hunting.
Now you're talking.
Remember, counterfeits hurt, but you have the power to stop them. To learn more, go to www.ncpc.org/getreal. That's ncpc.org/getreal. Brought to you by the National Crime Prevention Council, the Bureau of Justice Assistance, U.S. Department of Justice.
Tune your radio.
Tune in.
Now.
You can tune in to this radio station on any smartphone or tablet.
iPhone.
Android.
BlackBerry.
Nokia.
Samsung.
Windows phones.
Or whatever you have. Download the free TuneIn app from your phone or tablet's app store.
Tune in with music, sports, news, and comedy.
From over 70,000 radio stations around the world, including this Beasley Broadcast Group station. Check it out at tunein.com.
Or your app store.
And now, an important message from Steve Harvey.
I've been thinking about this thing, right? This pandemic, it just isn't over yet. We got the vaccines. I got mine. You might have yours. And when you get that, it's kind of tempting. You want to go to the beach. You want to show up at the club. I'm not scolding you or nothing like that. I'm a performer. I'm tired of doing my shows with no audience. I get it. But listen to this. Don't think just because you got the vaccine that you can just go crazy. We are not quite there yet. Don't let your guard down now. Just follow the current safety guidelines. Wearing your mask is the best way to get it done. I know the mask is hot. I got it. But you know what's hotter than these masks? Staying healthy. Now that's hot. And that's pretty fly if you ask me. Now we need to all keep it together, okay? This is Uncle Steve telling you, let's unite to prevent.
For more information, visit unitetoprevent.org.
You are tuned into WWE Lakeville, AM 1100.
The following program is paid for by Influencer 365. The views expressed do not necessarily reflect the views of this station, its management, or the Beasley Media Group.
And we are back right here on the number one rated business show. I'm your host, KC Pride. We are right here on the number one rated show on the Real 1100 AM and iHeartRadio. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in all over Atlanta. We got a great show for you today. In studio with me, I got the credit guru himself. He said he's going to teach me how to get to a 750 today. Like today. Not tomorrow, today. I think it's a scam, but I'm just messing with you. He's a great guy. He's going to give us some great advice about fixing your credit and getting you where you need to be. Mr. Mark Hunter will be joining me in just a few minutes shortly. Got to always get some announcements out of the way. To all my men out there in the Douglasville area, I want y'all to go out and check out my barber over at Studio 1211. He's located at 6405 Fairburn Road. You can call and schedule an appointment at 770-485-6772. And I'm going to tell you what. If you go in and say KC Pride sent you, he said he going to give you a whole free haircut. Okay? The whole thing. Wow. And I pay a lot for my haircuts. But he is definitely one of the number one rated barbers out in the Douglasville area. Also, October 26th through the 30th, you can join me at the Comeback Champion Summit. This is a digital summit. There's no cost. All you got to do is jump online at comebackchampionsummit.com, and I will be doing my famous rock star masterclass to teach you how to become the rock star of your industry. Whew. All right. Now, joining me here today, we're going to discuss this 750 credit score that I'm about to have in about 30 minutes. He comes highly recommended in his profession. Mr. Mark Hunter, how you doing today, sir?
I'm great, sir. Yourself?
Man, thank you so much for joining the program today.
Thank you.
Now, tell us a little bit about your background and a little bit about yourself before we get too far in everything.
My background is coming from finance, in particular, credit card sales back in the 90s, MBNA America, and working in the credit card qualification department, and then moving on to auto sales and in particular auto finance. I've just learned the world of finance.
Wow.
And from there, since let's say 96, 97, I have just been out of the world with as far as getting people qualified for the things that they want.
Wow. Now you talking about learning something about some credit. Now, working in the auto world, y'all get creative over there.
Yes, that's a creative finance, and that's due to what we have to work with. Anytime people go into a dealership, it's not the dealership that's trying to get you; it's the bad issues in your credit that's trying to get you.
Wow.
So it's the dealership job to sell cars. Now the only thing they want is just qualified buyers.
Now tell me this is why we on this whole subject of cars and this type of stuff. Because we was talking a little bit. A lot of folks out here getting these cars for the first time. Buying a brand new car, going to the lot, because a lot of times you can get those great deals on those.
Yes.
But what you come to find out, typically when you in 3 years, when they told you, hey, you can take this little bit of this Kia Rio or whatever the little car is you didn't want, you come back and trade this and get the one you want later, because I'm gonna have you, we're gonna hook you up with the credit, and then you find out you still got to pay for this little Rio on top of the one you want. So how does that work? And what is the best situation for a lot of these young folks out here trying to get that first vehicle?
Well, number one, don't go out buying a brand new car due to depreciation value.
Okay.
So I would recommend anybody to go out and buy a certified pre-owned car with less than 50,000 miles, because that's still under factory warranty.
Okay.
And you can always add an additional warranty on that. So don't go and bust the budget, go and have the brand new thing, because that brand new thing is not worth it. The moment you drive it off the lot, it starts to depreciate right then.
Lord
and there's no comeback after that. So that little Rio, you'll drag that debt from that little Rio into the next auto loan. And now you are upside down.
Said it really wasn't worth the $13,000 that they tried to target.
Exactly. Exactly.
Now, starting out, a lot of times, we were also having this conversation as well. College and graduating high school and this type of stuff is really where a lot of folks, start to get messed up. Because as soon as you turn 18, here come Discover. They want to give you that credit card.
Yes.
And you discover it's hard to pay it back. And then you got your MasterCards of the world and everybody else. What do you tell young folks as they're starting to get started? They're getting all these offers. Everybody want to give them $1,000. And for them, it's just huge money. What do you tell them as they start to get rolling?
That's not free money.
Okay.
Don't get a credit card and think you can just go and swipe and there's no repercussions. No, you have to pay that back.
Okay.
So the credit card can't swipe itself. So any transaction or any purchase that you make, and especially you're paying monthly, now you're financing anything that you purchase.
Wow.
That's the reality of credit card. Credit card is just an instant in-pocket approved loan, and that's why the interest rates are much higher on a credit card as compared to just a traditional loan.
Now, let's talk a little bit about that, because it's also one of those type of things. When you don't use credit, you tend to be punished by that.
Yes.
So why is it that I want to take a $45 tank of gas and put this on a credit card and pay interest on this versus I got $45 right now and I can be through with this and I ain't got to pay for it no more. So why would it be better to put that on my card versus just pay for that in cash?
Because when you put it on your card, you're showing activity.
Okay.
And you don't have to not pay it off. I tell everybody it's $45 statement. Go ahead and pay that off. But that's showing activity on that account, so they don't close your account due to inactivity. Your goal is to build payment history, and that's the goal of credit. History is time. Time is the biggest factor of your credit report, and in my opinion, one of the most important factor of your credit report. You need that time. People who have 750 and 800 scores normally have credit cards that's at least 5-10 years old. And that's, remember, every month is a point.
Okay.
So that's that many points every month into their credit scores, and that's what builds that time, that history that every lender wants to see in your credit report.
Now, what are the right things to be doing when we start talking about building credit? What are the steps that I need to take?
Number one step is establish your credit card. At 18, you're technically supposed to start building your credit report at 18, not 25, 35, and 40. This is supposed to be done at 18. So you start establishing your reports there. Let's say 2, maybe 3 credit cards. Because you have the credit cards don't mean you got to go max them out. They just need to show activity, $30, $50, even just $100 balance, and you just pay it off.
Okay.
And then you want to add some type of loan. A loan is considered like an installment account. So you can go get one of those secured loans from your credit union, $250, add that into with your 3 credit cards in a matter of 6 to 9 months with perfect payment history, 750 FICO scores.
So starting out in life, we really need to have a credit plan. We need to be thinking far ahead in the future, saying, okay, this is what I want to do in my life, and this is how credit is going to be able to help me.
Yes, sir. You have to have a plan of action. If not, you're just going to be freestyling.
Wow.
And that is
no,
not
it don't
the
work.
way to win.
Trust me. I freestyle live it.
You're just freestyling.
I freestyle in my 20s. I paid for it in my 30s.
Thank you. The comeback is real.
Let's grow up a little bit. Let's go a little bit further down the road. So a lot of times, as we start to get out there, we make our mistakes in our 20s and in our 30s. We got some low scores. We got some things ain't been paid for. What does that look like when you've already had that chance? You defaulted on some credit cards. You probably got some, collection accounts.
Yes, sir.
What does it look like that road back? How do I get back to that 750?
That's the time process. You need to remove everything that's negative out of the credit report.
Okay.
Negative accounts will normally sit in your credit report for 7 years.
Okay.
And so that's 7 years. If you're doing anything in between there, you're going to be paying high interest rates. You got to buy your way into the deal, larger down payments, things of that nature. So the number one thing that you should focus on is removing the negative collection accounts and charge-off accounts out of the credit report and build on top of that. And now you have a smooth paved road to build on top of.
Now, there's a misconception out there, or I guess you'd say a lie going around. Medical bills don't count.
Yes.
Is that true?
They count. It counts. If you look at the FICO scoring system, get a medical bill, you will lose 50 to 150 points instantly.
Yeah, I found that out when you get the mortgage. But now you need to pay that, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's a definite.
Now, what are some of those other things that just negatively really impact those credit reports? And not necessarily, we know the common stuff, not paying the bills at all, or late pays and this type of stuff. What are some other things that people may not think about that negatively affect your credit
inquiries
score? Okay.
Applying for accounts and applying for things you don't qualify for.
Too many loans.
That's any type of inquiry, any type of hard inquiry. You're applying for financing, any type of financing, credit card, auto, or even a mortgage. Those inquiries start to hit your credit report. And for each inquiry, you're looking at a negative 5 to 7 points per hard inquiry.
Okay. Wow.
Yes.
Now, when you say a hard inquiry, what do you mean by hard inquiry? Is that like a bigger institution, or how is that measured?
No, sir. That's when you actually apply for anything. When you go and apply for financing, that creates a hard inquiry. So the soft inquiries are like promotional inquiries. That's a soft hit. You're not penalized for that. Like you checking your credit is technically an inquiry, but it's a soft inquiry because you're the owner of that file.
So that's
not held against you.
Your Credit Karmas and your other trackers.
Yes,
that's how you get away with that.
But Credit Karma is not a monitoring site. Credit Karma is a marketing site. It's there to make you shop your credit around. Those aren't even your scores.
Wow,
those are not your FICO scores. Those are considered advantage scoring, a different scoring system. So those are not the scores that the banks use. Those are just the scores that you see in general to excite you to go out and apply for things.
So where is that populated from? Or they just take your score and say, hey, let's just add 100 points to it?
Oh, that's just out there, that Vantage scoring system. Look at the difference between the FICO scoring system is the real numbers. That's what you actually are. And there are different scores. You have more than 3 FICO scores. Depending on the type of financing you're going for, there's a score related to that particular industry. For banking, credit cards, for auto shop, you have an auto score. You have a real estate score. So you need to look at those scores and see where you are before you go and apply.
Wow. So you need to check this yourself.
Yes, sir.
Now, there's also been another theory out there, or people used to talk about, especially when you start talking about cars and you start talking about, larger loans like homes. Check your credit. Go apply for your own loans at your own banks and this type of stuff instead of just going to the real estate agent, whatever broker they use and whatever mortgage person they're using, allowing them to do that for you. Is that a better way of doing it, especially when you start talking about cars?
Yes. Well, when you're looking at auto financing, you want your credit union. You want to go to your bank, your own financial institution, and that only creates one inquiry. As compared to when you go to the dealership, they're going to run you with each bank that they have until you are approved.
Wow. Okay.
So it's a major difference.
Now, the other thing that we were talking about was student loan debt. Nowadays, and I think it's getting a little bit better because I think some folks are starting to see, hey, college might not be for me. I might not need to spend that money for that. And then a lot of folks are also looking at, hey, let me go over here because it's cheaper. But everybody's settled with all this different college debt. I don't know nobody at this point that don't have student loan debt in some shape, form, or fashion. So what is it that people need to be thinking about as far as that? Number one, people going to college. And then number two, people on the other side that's just still saddled with it.
Wow. Now, student loan debt. We've been taught in our community or in any community, education. But if that child barely made it out of high school, I don't suggest you go out there and get in $30,000, $40,000 student loan debt for that kid. That's a child who may need to go to a trade to immediately start generating income and let them mature first. And then if they want to go to college, let them take that step on their own. I don't believe in parents, and I see a lot of parents sacked with bad student loan debt. Them student the forgiveness programs that are out there, that doesn't apply to you as the parent that you apply for that child. That's his debt or her debt. And a lot of kids don't even complete college. And that's the crazy thing about it. But now you're still stuck with $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 of debt that you got to pay.
That ain't going nowhere, too.
Exactly.
You ain't going to you can't write it off.
That's the government. That's the government. They're waiting. They want their money.
But it almost kind of make you wonder. It's like, if the government backing all this stuff, and they the one preaching we need to do this, but the bank prosper, it sounds like it's a scam.
You see the ploy? It's a ploy. I'm just saying, it's a ploy. It's a ploy. I tell everybody, make sure that kid is worth it because, man, you'll easily rack up $100,000 in student loan debt like it's nothing.
I'm telling you.
And interest is interest.
Now, lastly, divorce is just on skyrocketing. We kind of covered this a little bit. Why is it that credit seems to be affected when people become divorced?
Because when you're dealing with a divorce, a lot of people get vindictive. If you're dealing with someone who's vindictive, they can start tanking your accounts. I have clients, and I personally have seen where some people apply and put accounts in their spouse or soon to be ex-spouses. They'll put those accounts in their names, and they're like, I didn't even know. And I'm like, yeah, this is your debt. This is there. And it becomes ugly when you take a hit in income, but your lifestyle still is up. So now you got to make these payments. The car note is $400, but you took a hit in income.
Okay.
So now, payments may be slower. You may not be able to make the mortgage payment.
So it really does not have anything really to do with commitment, or it ain't got nothing to do with as far as because I've just heard so many different stories. Like once you become divorced, your credit gets tanked, and then your credit score start dropping and all this type of stuff. You know how folks be talking. I wish folks just shut up sometimes. I don't know what y'all be talking.
Bad information. They're passing bad information.
Half of I was scared.
Bad information.
Some be lonely with bad credit.
Oh, it's horrible.
I can't get that Beamer.
The Beamer nor the Benz. That is not gonna happen.
Well, Mark, thank you so much for joining the program today. Before you get out of here, man, please give us some tips. Just give our audience like 3 tips. What is the best thing, no matter where I'm sitting at right now? What's the best thing I can do to start getting my credit moving up?
Number one, watch your credit card utilization. Keep that utilization less than 20%. In the industry, you're going to hear people say 30%, but the reality is if you want to really max your scores out, you need to keep that less than 20%. Watch the number of inquiries that you're applying for. If you don't know that you're going to get approved, don't apply for it. Stop guessing. Because remember, you're tanking your scores with each hard inquiry.
Wow.
And the third thing, do not co-sign no car lot. I don't care what. You buy that kid a moped and you do not go buy them no car. They can make that little $60 moped payment. But as compared to that car note, $300, $400, $500, they're going to get tired of that.
I hear you.
I've seen it.
Y'all heard it first, man. Right here, Mark Hunter. Before you get out here, man, let everybody know. how they can get in contact with you if they want your services, if they need some advice. How can folks get in contact with you and follow you?
The easiest and most efficient way is to give me a call. I'm considered like old school. I believe in actually speaking to you and seeing what I'm working on. I'm like a mechanic. I want to see it in my face exactly what we're dealing with. So you guys can always give me a call at 404-953-1377, or you can reach me at my desk at 470-545-1493.
All right. Once again, it has been the one and only Mark Hunter. Great advice, man. I am floored. And thank you so much. And this 2021 ain't no more co-signing, all right? We threw the co-signing forever. We'll be right back right here on the number one rated business show.
For almost 20 years, the Overground Railroad has promoted economic development in the Black community. Now more than ever is the time to come together and join this movement to economic freedom. The Overground Railroad online and print business directory puts you in front of your customers and keeps our dollars in the Black community. It's time. Become a member today. Information at overgroundrr.com. That's overgroundrr.com. Connecting our churches, our businesses, and our community. Join the Overground Railroad today.
Time to make a change. And now an important message from Jerry Rice.
As a career wide receiver, I've been hit hard. But no training nor practice prepared us for the devastation of COVID-19. Thankfully, there is hope. Even with multiple vaccines available, we still have to work together until everyone is safe. We all win when we unite to prevent.
For more information, visit unitetoprevent.org.
Hi, this is Dr. Williams with the Line for Life Wellness. I want to invite you to our new office at 1800 Jonesboro Road in Atlanta. Come in for a consultation, examination, therapy, and x-ray, all for just $100.
What?
Yes, $100. This offer expires soon, so call us to schedule at 404-383-1110 or find us on the web at www.yourfinespine.com.
If you want to be fine, take care of your spine.
We're open late.
And we are back right here on the number one rated business show. I'm your host once again, KC Pride. Mark Hunter got folks just killing it down here in the comment. Everybody asking for his number. I put it down there. Don't ask me no more. Okay. I'm gonna need some referral fees. That's all I got to say. Joining the program right now, she is a very good friend, as well as one of my coaches, and now soon to be best-selling author. I think she already hit it. But thank you so much for joining today, Miss Renzie Richardson.
Thank you, Kevin. Good to
How
be
we doing
in the
today?
studio with you.
It's good to have you. Now, how you been doing?
Oh, knocking it out the park,
I-
and just really excited about what's in front of us now in terms of small businesses and what we can do.
I see this is like your third book.
Yes, it's my
Wow.
third book. It's the third one, but this one, I think this has more strategies in terms of helping small businesses understand to measure where they are now
Okay.
and how to get to that next level. But in between those 2 points, there's some things that we have to get done.
Now, before we get into it, just for the folks that wasn't here last time when you were here, please just give us just a quick 2-3 minute background history on your background and what it is that you do.
Thank you. Renzie Richardson. I'm the CEO and president of BHFL Group. We've been in business since 2008,
Okay.
and we specialize in helping small businesses to get certified. We also provide coaching, and we also provide training. Our clients range anywhere from 0 revenue all the way up to 10.5 mil.
Wow.
So with those clients, what we do is we meet you where you are, and we try to help you to take your vision and put it into action and, keep it going, keep it growing.
Wow. Now, your first book that you wrote, now let's talk about the last one because I really enjoyed Big Joe. The last book, because you're getting into that CEO mindset and the CEO training. I see this one right here is really, really the pinnacle of it. Tell us just a little bit about that last book, about that mindset of the CEO.
Well, is a lot of times we start out as being with an idea in terms of what we want to do, and we start out as being that entrepreneur. But over time, if you look at how your business grow and scale and change over time, just like us, our skill set needs to change along with our business. So in Go Big, a boss attitude for success, we're focusing on where you are right now,
Okay.
and where you want to get to. So there's an assessment phase in there, but it also lays out all of the things that you need to know to help you to move from, where you are now, which is kind of like baseline, and looking at that plan or your vision to say how you want to grow your business and how you want to scale. So in this book, we also offer stories where you can compare or look at people like different artists who have been able to take their business and grow their business.
Okay.
So we take a look at that. And so you can kind of see where they started also. If you look at most successful businesses, they all started small.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I don't think there's any business out there, even if you look at Microsoft, if you look at LinkedIn, they all started small. But it's about putting that foundation in place, understanding what your core values are, what your vision is, and then how do you put that into action? So in this book, we give you a roadmap to help you get from point A to point B. But sometimes, even if you have to calibrate, at least you know where you're going.
You know, the craziest thing though, and honestly, being a CEO myself, and I say that now. It used to be, how you the CEO, you the manager, you the
yeah, all of those hats. Yes.
But
yes.
it's just you get so wrapped up in the day to day, you just don't stop and think. It's like, what am I doing? And where am I going? And why am I keep running in circles?
And that's part of what you just described is what we get lost in.
Yeah.
We're in the business, but we're not about the business.
Amen.
As the CEO, you're responsible for the strategy, the business goals. You're responsible for setting that path. Okay. But a lot of times, because we start out as that entrepreneur, we're the bottle washer. We're the janitor. We're the receptionist. We're doing it all. And meanwhile, there are great opportunities over here that you're missing because you're in the business and you're not about the business. And as the CEO, you use your influence to get things done. At that level, you're getting things done through others. But if you don't realize or know what your influence is, and you don't have those CEO attributes, we continue to stay on this treadmill of just juggling all of this stuff.
You really just end up running around in circles because you start at the problem, you think you're solving the problem, and then you right back at the same problem. And it just keep going for months. And then before you know it, it's like, I cannot do this no more.
You get burnt out. And that's the other side of why our business don't grow, because we get burnt out. We're doing what we think is right and what we know, as opposed to stepping back to say, okay, let me evaluate this. And the evaluation is not just about the business, but it's also evaluating you.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of times we think about investing in our business, but we don't invest in ourselves. But quite frankly, when you don't invest in your business, in my opinion, you divest in your business. Okay. So you need to have that equation where you're growing your business. And as you grow your business, part of that growth, it starts with you. When we're small businesses, your brand is you and you are your brand.
But the other thing from that, you're really losing money like crazy.
God.
Because a lot of times, and one thing I really had to figure out in my own business, it's like, I do need to worry about the fulfillment of my service and this type of stuff. But, and I hate to say it like this, once that client is attained, that money's made. So yes, we got to make sure we keep this customer. But if I'm spending 40 hours a week trying to keep the customer and not going to get more, it's like we losing tons of money. Yes. We can't grow that way.
And here again, you made a great illustration of what we get caught in. Sometimes we have a tendency to say, okay, I'm going to manage my business by looking at my bank account. So if my bank account looks okay, I'm great. I'm good. I can pay the mortgage. I can buy food. I can keep gas in the tank. But are you really managing your business that way? And a lot of times it's that intangible cost that we don't see that's really killing the business. So in this book, Go Big, A Boss Attitude for Success, it helps you to lay out a plan so you can evaluate your business. Along with this comes a business assessment, just like our health. We have to know what's going on with our health. But the longer we put it off doesn't mean that it's getting better. So this is an opportunity to take baseline. And right now, the time is perfect for us to take advantage of all of the stars that are lined up in our favor.
Oh, yeah.
So and at the end of the day, it's about job creation. It's about whether we're part of that ecosystem in terms of economic development in our communities. And if we are not gigs, but do we have livable jobs that we are bringing people in and we're giving people jobs that they can live on versus the gigs, you know?
Now, let's talk about this real quick. The whole gig economy.
Yes.
Because now they're starting to figure it's worse than having an actual job. Okay, like I get to do what I want to, but I don't never get to stop doing it.
Yes.
With the gig economy, what do we see going forward? Because a lot of folks, and it's the same thing with a lot of folks that think they're an entrepreneur. And unfortunately, I had to break it down to folks. No, baby, you just got a real bad job. You ain't no entrepreneur. Like for real, you're not a business owner. It's a bad job because you don't never get to quit. Everybody else get to go to work and come home.
Yeah.
So what's the future like with so many people starting to discover, okay, driving for Uber really wasn't all that, or driving DoorDash and this type of stuff. Yeah, I can do it in my leisure, but I ain't making enough and I ain't got no insurance and all this other stuff. So what's the future look like? What's 2022 look like?
Well, if we don't get a plan, it's not going to look any better than it is today. Okay. So you got to have a plan. Yes, you know, we can look at over the last 2 years what has happened, how it has impacted us, you know, in terms of our money, in terms of economics and stuff like that, but we can't get stuck there. Yes, some of us have had to pivot our business. Some of us had to say, okay, what do I need to do to keep food on the table? But you cannot let that become your strategy. You cannot let that define who you are. As a business owner and a CEO, if you're not used to, you know, having setbacks and understanding how to get up from a setback,
Oh, yeah.
you will be stuck where you are. But yes, does this keep money going? Does it keep cash flow and stuff like that? Yeah. But here again, you still have to do the work, understand who your target customers are,
Okay.
understand what you're selling, who you're selling to, and also understand your price point. Okay. You got to understand your price point, because if you don't know what your price point is, you know, are you really, really selling your product to bring in revenue with a profit margin?
Now, let's stop right there for a second, because I think that's what most people, and unfortunately, it looks like in our community, it is really a problem because we devalue ourselves a lot with our own services.
Yes.
How do you start to look at this as far as when you start talking about price point? Because I know I got to a point to where I was like, look, this is what this costs. This is the value of what I'm bringing to you. You can't come to me and say, hey, I'm gonna pay you $500, but I want you to make me $100,000. You crazy.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That's so my thing is this: how do we decide, or what is that thing that we need to go by to say, all right, this is what I need to charge for my service, and I can be confident in the value that I stand behind the service, as well as the rest of the people in the marketplace.
Okay. And Go Big, A Boss Attitude for Success, it talks about how do you determine your price point. But a couple of things I want to make too. Understand that every person is not your customer. Okay. And do not get into
Stop worrying about it when they're not.
Yes, exactly. Everybody is not your customer. The second thing is that don't get into the mindset that you're trading pennies for minutes. Okay. Because with that mindset, that's where you start devaluing yourself.
Okay.
What your expertise, the value, your information, what you know, your expertise, how would it make a difference to someone who's looking for what you have to offer? What kind of problems do you solve by being able to offer your expertise? But sometimes we get into this mindset that we're trading minutes for pennies.
Yep.
And if you do that, you devalue yourself.
It's true.
Okay. You really, really do devalue yourself. And sometimes we get in this helping mode where we want to help others, and that's great. But remember, at the end of the day, you run a business, and they're more than likely they're employees that are looking to you to maintain their job, to hold on to their job. But also what you have to bring to the market is very, very important too. Now, your competitors may have a different story.
But no, we can't even provide the level of service. Like, seriously, you can't expect me to provide top level service, but you pay me bottom level prices, because I'm gonna have to go get bottom level people. You see what I'm saying? That's all we're gonna be able to afford. So I get it.
Yeah, but you have to recognize that everybody is not your customer. And if you know your customer persona, what is that customer persona? Who are you selling to? Who's your ideal customer? Those are the people you want to sell to. But if you're saying that anybody who asks you a question about, well, tell me what you do, that's a customer, that's not a customer. You got to recognize
And
that.
just because they respond to something on your website don't mean they're a customer.
No, exactly.
They're a customer when they buy.
Exactly. Exactly. When they buy. Sometimes you hear people talk about, I don't have cash flow. Well, the easiest way to close that void, get another customer. That's how you close that void, is bringing in your more customers and selling your product. But not necessarily, as you mentioned, is that you're looking for that loan or someone else to fill in that gap. The easiest way to fill in that gap and bring more revenue in is through your customers, selling to your customers.
This is why I'm so good right here. Y'all see why I'm so good? This is why I'm the best in the business. I gotta tell you, I got the greatest folks around. Now, I love where you went with this book and the conversation that we were picking on. This is really mindset, a lot more than tools.
Oh, yes.
The attitude for success, because people really don't understand. Because if you wake up and you defeated, trust me, bro, you're gonna have a bad day at the office. I can promise you.
Yes.
Ain't no invoices coming in today.
No, not at all.
So tell us about the mindset and what that attitude of success should be.
I can only relate to it from the standpoint of an athlete.
Okay.
That's it's always been my point of view. I've been an athlete doing, growing up in high school, college and stuff, and even love sports. Kobe Bryant is one of my favorite players and stuff. And so you got to understand that what we do, the effort that we put into it, that's what we get out of it. Okay. You don't get to be a halftime, and that doesn't mean that you have to work 724, 365, but the effort and I tell people, throttle down. When you're down, you throttle down, but when it's time to throttle up, you want all cylinders to hit. You okay, it's not like a putt here and that kind of stuff. So
it's time to go.
It's time to go. So you've got to be very conscious about and intentional about what you do. All of this stuff where you dragging in the office and you're faking it and stuff. People see that stuff.
Oh yeah.
People see your employees see it, your customers see it. But so when you show up and fully be present in terms of what you want to accomplish out of the day. What are the results that you want out of the day? But I can hear again, even through your day, what is your plan? What are your intentions for that day? What do you want to achieve in that day? So at the end of the day, did you accomplish anything? Okay, with all of the effort that you put out, what did you accomplish? And even though it may not get us to the bullseye, but not hitting, staying at zero is not an option.
Might not hit that bullseye, you might get the outside ring.
Yeah, exactly. And even with us, in terms of who we are and the results and our overall performance, it's when you don't do anything, that's just unacceptable. And even with a lot of the things that I talk to my clients about when we're doing coaching in the coaching session and stuff. Yeah, sometimes they come in and posture and this kind of stuff. I say, okay, we're going to get through this. Okay. I can't deal with this. We're going to get through this. Okay.
She will do you like that too. You got to grow up.
Yeah. Let's
your attitude.
Yeah. Let's talk about the real stuff. I want to see the real stuff, whatever it is. But when you show that, that's when we can really do some great work. I love working with CEOs because to me, it's just like an athlete. You see potential. You see potential when you want that person or you want that business owner to achieve that, because when they do, it has a domino effect with the people around them, their employees.
Wow.
Not only that, it shows up in your personal life too. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So you can't take yourself out of the equation. You can't. You have to understand that you're the common denominator, and whether you've got good energy around you, whether you have negative energy around you, you are the common denominator. So I love to work with CEOs to help them to understand what it is, because over time we lose touch. We lose sight of that, and we lose touch of it as well. So I'd like to be able to work with them and help them to reconnect. And now is a great time to reimagine your business, reimagine and reconnecting with your strengths, your attributes, and understanding how to leverage those to grow your company.
Man.
Yeah.
Anybody that wants to pick up a copy of Go Big, A Boss Attitude for Success, where can somebody pick this book up?
Well, you can go to my website. You can go to RenzieRichardson.com/shop. and you can pick up a copy there. They're also on Amazon. You can pick up a copy at Amazon.com. Barnes and Noble, Smashwords. They're almost any site where you go and purchase your books, or where you like to go to purchase your books, you can find a copy on site. Or
You had to autograph mine.
Yeah, yes, I'll be happy
I
to.
can just see you now, Sister Circle and all that next week. Can't book you on my show no more. But definitely, I assure you, you definitely want to pick this book up. This woman is amazing. She has changed my business and my life and my perspective on a lot of things. So definitely you want to pick this book up. And if anybody wants to get in contact with you or just have a conversation with you, how can they follow you on social media?
You can follow me on Facebook. Just put in my name, Renzie R. You'll find me on Facebook, LinkedIn, Renzie R, Renzier. You can find me that way. And also you can call me 404-819-9549, and I can set you up to do a free consultation. So you can get some idea in terms of where you are in your business. And when you do, I will also give you a link to a free business assessment. So it'll give you an idea of what is the health of your business, what you're doing well, and the things that you might want to take a look at.
All right. I'm gonna need some referral fees from you too. They already started that. What's her name again? What's that website? Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the number one rated business show. We will be right back after these announcements.
At Align for Life, we work with attorneys across the entire metro area. We are a portal of entry provider, meaning we can ensure your client is triaged accordingly and coordinate all aspects of your client's chiropractic and medical care from start to finish, including referrals to medical doctors, specialists, and imaging. This is Dr. Fowler. Your injury clients deserve the best: transportation, extended hours, and compliance monitoring. We understand your needs. Refer your injury and accident victims right now by calling us at 404-383-1110 or visit us at yourfinespine.com.
Transportation is provided via Uber, and we are open late so your clients can come in after work.
Auto accidents, wellness care, slip and fall. We take care of it all.
Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. himself said it best.
Collectively, that means all of us together. Collectively, we are richer than all the nations in the world, with the exception of 9. You ever think about that? American Negro collectively is richer than most nations of the world. That power right there, if we know how to prove it.
And we know how to pool it. Join the journey for economic freedom for the Black community. The Overground Railroad. Visit overgroundrr.com.
Back right here on the number one rated business show. I'm your host, KC Pride. And I got in studio with me one more time, Mr. Marketology himself.
Rockstar, how you doing?
How you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing good, man. Blessed.
Bro, things starting to move, man.
Yeah.
Like, for real, this Rockstar thing taking off, bro. Everybody want to know about how do they brand their stuff? How do they get attention? And how do I get people to start actually doing business with me in social media versus just liking my post or saying they saw it and don't do nothing to it. So I had to get you back in here so we can have this conversation, because it just every time we start talking about it, it gets so heated. So tell me a little bit, this day and age, what do people need to be doing in social media, man?
Okay.
I'm sick of answering the question.
Okay, I'm glad you asked that question. So here's the thing. First of all, you need to understand your business. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, that's not your business. That's their business. First of all, understand your business and understand how you grow your business. So if you're doing social media and it's not converting, then it's not working. I don't care how many followers you got. I don't care how many likes you got. Here's the problem. We're up here praying to all these algorithm gods. We're like, oh my God, please don't ban me. Please give me reach. Please give me this. Look, they're not growing your business if you're not making any type of conversions. No revenues coming in. They're making you feel good, and that's about it.
Exactly.
And I'm telling you from a person that just got banned from Instagram. And look, check this out. I just got banned from Instagram from an account I don't even use.
It's true. You gotta hear what he had to do to get his account.
No. I see. I'm gonna send this to you, Kev. I'm gonna send this to you so you can go ahead and you can send it to your people, so you can see. I'm gonna share with the room. I had to take a picture of myself holding up a confirmation code to authenticate I am who I say I am. Now, you remember those movies when they had the hostages and you holding up a sign talking about, please send money or they'll kill me. I had to literally hold a sign with a confirmation code and my name and my
and this is a $1 billion company
handle to tell them I am who I say I am, so they can and if they don't reinstate me, then hey, I'm not crying because Instagram hadn't really made me a lot of money anyway.
So tell me this. It is 2021. Social media has been around now for at least a decade.
Mm-hmm.
Are likes important? Do we even care whether we get likes anymore? Like, does it really matter at this point?
Likes are important only if you know the end game. So if you've already understood how you're making your conversion, you already got your goals in mind. If you know X amount of likes actually gets you X amount of traffic to your funnel, your website, so forth, you can understand your audience with the likes.
Okay.
As long as you don't trick the system. If you're buying likes, you trick the system.
Okay.
If you're buying all these followers, here's the problem with that. Your analytics are way off, so you don't really know your real numbers. And also, when you're actually doing ads now your numbers are going to be all off, so your budget's going to be all off, and you might end up paying twice.
Wow.
So likes are good if you're trying to understand who's engaging with you, only if it's truly who's engaging with you. But I wouldn't put a lot of stocks in likes. Likes are like this. Likes are like if you're walking into an event and you're wearing a nice dress and you're saying, how do I look? And they're like, you look good, girl. Well, that means just that much. That doesn't mean that you're going to have a whole lot of friends now and you're not going to make a whole lot of moves.
Oh, yeah.
That just means a whole lot of people like your dress. And that's about it.
Now, explain this phenomenon that people just, they don't somehow get it. That when you're on Facebook, right, you post something, and typically it'd be something personal, like with me personally. If I post a picture of me and my daughter, I promise you, it's skyrocketed. 200, 300, 400 folks gonna like it. I post a mess. 200, 300, 400, especially some mess about me. But I post a flyer and say, hey, I'm gonna be right here. Don't nobody like it, or I get 10 likes, or it's just no activity.
Well, it goes.
Is that really folks don't like me? Because folks don't get it, and I need you to explain it so folks get this. Is it really folks don't like me, or Facebook don't like me, and Facebook don't want me to advertise? Which one is it?
Okay, well, let's put the real truth is people don't like you, Kev. The real truth is this. To be honest, people like drama.
Okay.
They really just like drama.
Okay.
And when you're looking at business, that's the problem. We mix business and personal too much.
Okay.
When you're talking about business, it's all about who buys. I don't care if you like me or not, as long as you buying from me. But when we start mixing personal, we're like, oh, they don't like me. I need to switch up my content.
Okay.
People like drama. I'm gonna be honest. You want to go 1 million right now? Right now, we can go 1 million.
All right.
Put some gasoline on me, light me on fire, film that. We will hit 1 million tonight because people will love to see me burn.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not that they even know me. They just love
They
drama.
just want to see it. Yeah, the train wreck.
Yeah.
Wow. So when this day and age, when you are using this as a business person or entrepreneur or whatever, I'm farming customers. I'm looking for my audience. Number one, do I need to win on every single platform, or what's the best strategy for me to go?
Man, you give me alley-oops all day. You just need to win on the platforms that your ideal audience is on, and that's actually engaging with you. It doesn't matter if you. I mean, all that is personal vanity. Exactly. When you start saying, "Oh, I got this on this platform and this on that platform," at the end of the day, if you understand who your audience is and you understand their behaviors, you know what platform they go on to actually do business.
Oh, yeah.
Not just to, I love TikTok. I'll send you something at 2 a.m. on TikTok. But TikTok, for the type of business we're doing,
does not work.
That's not our audience. Our audience is LinkedIn.
Oh, yeah.
We're business to business. Our audience is that. So understanding your audience, then you can understand, their behaviors, and then based on that, look at your numbers, not what everyone else is saying. And then you can see what platforms is working for you. So start off, just post a little bit on everything, see how it goes, and then see which ones resonate. And then with that one, go all in.
Now, another big thing out here, because I hate these gurus out here that just sit up here and sell tactics to people, but they don't really tell you the secret sauce behind it that's really, really working. A lot of folks like the Gary Vaynerchuk is probably one of the worst ones. With just 60 pieces of content every day and all this other type of stuff. Business owners need to be focused on generating revenue, not trying to shoot social media videos or figure out what I'm about to post this morning. So what is it as a business owner are you instructing clients? Because they hearing all this stuff, and it's like everybody on this misconception. Well, we just need to put something on Facebook, and then we good. That ain't marketing, bro. And you ain't winning like that. So what do people do?
Well, the problem is everybody doesn't remember the golden age. The 49ers back in the day, the ones that won was the ones that sold you the tools, not really the ones that got the gold. You know what I'm saying? So these gurus are selling you all these tools, all these tricks, etc. But the real goal is you're not seeing what they're selling. They're selling you the books and the courses and the mentorship. That's their product. You're buying their product. They're not even selling you how you're going to win your business. They're like, this is what I'm selling. So here's the thing. Understand that, but understand your business. Understand you. Once you understand that, Gary V, his strategies, he has somebody film him all day from the time he wakes up to the time he goes to bed. He has a camera crew following him so he can get 60 pieces of content. But his game is totally different. His end game is totally different. His business model is totally different. And if you're not that and you're doing something like you have a certain type of business and you're not selling social media marketing or marketing as an agency, you're following somebody, I'm up here taking advice from a guy that's the offspring of an athlete.
Okay.
He's born genetically with genes and he's always physically fit. And I'm in the gym trying to push up like he pushing up. Oh man, we're gonna squat 800 pounds a day. All right, I'm doing that. But he's Herschel Walker's son. I'm like, you were born with that kind in you. I'm not built like that. So I need to understand me. And as a business, you understand who you are as a business and you figure out what works for you. Now, you can take tips from them. You say, okay, let me see if it worked. But see, understand this. I'm going to ask the question to the audience. How many of you trust your doctor enough that when you walk in, he going to hand you some pills? He ain't ask you how you doing. He ain't ask you what's wrong with you. He ain't ask you where you hurt.
Take that.
Take these pills. Call me in the morning. How many of y'all gonna trust that? Because that's exactly what you're doing with the gurus. If they've never had a conversation with you,
because they wouldn't take the vaccine.
Exactly. But here's the thing: if you are talking to a guru that's never taught you about your business, don't even know your business name, and he gonna tell you how you gonna make millions,
one size will never fit all.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, it does not.
Exactly.
And that's one of the biggest things that in this rockstar branding and this type of stuff that we go over. These tactics are always gonna change. Techniques are always gonna change.
Yeah,
I done seen so many courses come out. It's a course. It take you 6 months to do the course, and then by the time you do that, everything on Facebook done change. The ad thing don't look like the screenshots you got.
Definitely.
And you sit here looking at it like,
definitely.
What was it? Huh?
But I'm gonna tell you, we were winning on MySpace though. You need to get back on MySpace. See, and what happens when MySpace changed this model? When it changed this whole business model, all these people are preaching this MySpace stuff. MySpace, if you ain't in music, it doesn't matter.
It's crazy. But the key things there's fundamentals. There's some age-old principles that have always worked. They worked way back in the times of Henry Ford. They still work in the days and times of Elon Musk, and they always will. And that's the stuff that we are talking about through Rockstar Branding. Now, you're going to pay $500 to come to this mastermind. I ain't lying. But when you come, you're going to learn how to speak that message, how to tell your story in social media, and how to worry about actual customers and not worrying about these little likes that you're getting, and how to actually connect with these people and show them the value of what you got through telling that story.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's where you get lost in that ego.
Yeah. Yeah. And that $500 really is to fast track you. I mean, be honest. You can spend years, I'm not even saying hours, years trying to listen to all these different opinions and figure out what works for you.
Oh, yeah.
Or you can just fast track it, have somebody come in and say, hey, let's roll up the sleeves. Let's hear what you got going on. Let's give you the basics. You'll learn your ABCs, the basics. But then, okay, let's hear what you have going on with your business, and let's see how it works for you.
I am so tired of and these long drawn out courses. See, everybody wants these long drawn out courses. And trust me, I get it. I need to be able to charge you $6,000. So let me just put a whole bunch of words in this and put some questions on here and make you feel good about it. Then I'm gonna put some videos along with it. I'm gonna give you some motivational speeches every day.
Yeah.
But let's get to the point. This is a 3-hour mastermind, $500, but we're getting straight to the point. We're cutting out all the fluff. I don't need to teach you how to do a Facebook business page. If that's what you need to go YouTube. Period. If you want to pay me for it, that's fine. The price high, but that's all right. But really, we got to get down to the meat of what really grows these businesses.
Yeah.
What is your business about? What is that core value? What's that message? And how are you relaying that message to the general public?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then how do you tell that story? How do you continuously tell that story? And how do you get it out there?
Yep. You got to know the story to tell, and you got to know who's listening.
Yes, I'm trying to tell you, man. In this day and age, though, as 2021, we fastly approaching 2022. You starting to see the explosion of all these different new networks and this type of thing. What is the best strategy for business owners to really start taking right now?
It's really the principles. Best strategy is this: know your audience, know your audience needs, know how you benefit that need, and then know how to craft a good story to let them know that you're the best solution to whatever their need is.
Oh yeah,
it's that simple. You was expecting Facebook ads, wasn't you? It's really that simple. I mean, you literally got guys that are twirling signs on the side of the road, talk about eat this sub sandwich,
exactly,
and it's effective.
Yes, exactly.
Because why?
And
they know that you're stuck
about.
In traffic and you're hungry.
I set my barber up with a free Google My Business listing when he was first starting out, and within 6 months, that barbershop was packed, and we ain't spent a dime. Seriously. Yeah. But everybody think that you need to go spend $400-500 on Facebook. No, you need to understand your craft, understand your business, understand who your customer is, what is your customer's problem, how do I speak to it, and how I get his butt over here so I can fix it.
Can I chime in? I just had a consultation yesterday. Great business friend of mine, and he asked me, what did I think he should do? First question I asked him, how are you generating business now? He told me, I said, out of all of your sales this year, what was the driver of those sales? He told me it was referrals. I said, who referred business? He said it was this type of person refers me business. I said, the majority of the time? He said, yeah. How do you get in front of those type of people? And what benefit can you offer them for them to refer you more business? He was like, I never thought of that. That is genius. I was like, honestly, if 90% of your business is being referred by this particular person, get a list of those type people, figure out how you can network with those people, build relationships with those people so they can send you more business. Save your ad budget. You know what I'm saying? Save your ad budget, because all of your business is being referred by this one person. And if we can identify their need and we can benefit their need, they will happily refer more and more business to you. And their need is something usually as simple as thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has been another #1 rated business show right here on the Real 1100 AM. You can catch Mr. Marketology alongside the Rockstar of Branding coming up very, very soon in our Rockstar Mastermind. And we're going to teach you how to become the rock star of your industry, how to do the right things in front of the right people so you can get all the right attention to get the customers coming to you instead of you looking for them. We will be back next week right here on the Real 1100 AM, right here on iHeartRadio as well. Next week, next time, everybody looking at me, y'all got me. Y'all got me talking. Follow me at Instagram. I am KC Pride, and we are out.
Hi, I'm Carson Kressley. Of all the resources in the world, kindness is the most precious. For more than 140 years, American Humane has been working to protect animals in disasters, on farms, on the silver screen, and in zoos and aquariums caring for the world's vanishing creatures. You can help too. by making humane choices every day. Visit AmericanHumane.org for simple ways to build a more caring and compassionate world for all of us.
Okay, we are running a car drive right now to help veterans all across America. So if you have an old car, truck, or van, even a motorcycle or an RV sitting around, you can right now give it away and help the